Your grandparents saved money and retired comfortably. Your parents saved money and built wealth. But if you're doing the same thing right now in 2025, you're actually getting poorer every single day. And the worst part? Nobody's telling you the truth about why. I'm going to show you the exact numbers that prove traditional saving is broken, and more importantly, what you should be doing instead. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the old rules don't apply anymore, and what the wealthy are doing differently while everyone else falls behind. Let me start with a shocking reality check. If you put $10,000 into a savings account in 2020, you'd think you still have $10,000 today, right? Wrong. That money is now worth about $7,800 in actual purchasing power. You didn't spend a single dollar, but you lost over $2,000 anyway. This isn't some conspiracy theory. This is mathematics, and it's happening to millions of people right now who think they're doing the responsible thing by saving money. The system that rewarded savers for decades has fundamentally changed, and most people are still playing by outdated rules. Today, I'm breaking down exactly what happened, why it matters to you, and what you need to do differently. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, inflation. Now, you've heard about inflation before, but here's what they don't emphasize enough. The official inflation rate is just an average. Your personal inflation rate, the actual increase in the cost of things you buy, is probably much higher. Let's look at real numbers from 2020 to 2025. Housing costs are up 30 to 40% in most markets. Groceries, up 25 to 30%. Car insurance, nearly doubled for many people. Healthcare, childcare, education, all dramatically more expensive. But here's the kicker. The average savings account in 2025 pays you about 0.5% to maybe 4% if you're lucky, and shop around for a high-yield account. Let's be generous and say you found a great rate at 4%. Inflation is running at 3 to 4% officially, but again, your actual cost increases are likely higher. So even in the best-case scenario, you're barely breaking even. In most cases, you're losing. Think about it this way. Every year you keep money in a traditional savings account, you can buy less with it. Your $50,000 emergency fund? It has the purchasing power of $45,000 after just a few years. You're working hard, saving diligently, and still going backwards. This is the new reality. Your money is melting away like ice cream in the sun, and the traditional approach of just saving harder isn't the solution anymore. Now, you might be thinking, hasn't inflation always been a thing? And you're right. But here's what's different. In the 1980s, savings accounts paid 10 to 15% interest. Inflation was high, but savers were rewarded more than enough to compensate. You could literally get wealthy by just keeping money in the bank. In the 1990s and 2000s, rates dropped, but you could still get 5 to 6% on savings accounts. Combined with lower inflation, your money actually grew in real terms. Fast forward to today. After the 2008 financial crisis, interest rates were slashed to near zero. They stayed there for over a decade. Then came 2020 and massive economic stimulus. The result? Inflation came roaring back, but savings rates didn't keep pace. We're now in this toxic environment where your money loses value faster than banks pay you to keep it. This has never happened for this long in modern history. Your grandparents' advice to save your money made perfect sense in their world. In 2025, it's outdated wisdom that's making people poorer. Here's where it gets even more insidious. There's a psychological trap that keeps people stuck in this losing game. Saving money feels safe. It feels responsible. When you see your bank balance grow from $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000, your brain gives you a hit of accomplishment. You feel like you're winning. But that number is lying to you. It's nominal wealth, not real wealth. Real wealth is measured in what you can actually buy, not the digits in your account. This is why so many people work for years, save diligently, and then feel shocked when they still can't afford a house, or retirement seems impossibly far away. They did everything right according to old rules, but the game changed underneath them. The banks and financial institutions aren't rushing to explain this to you either. They benefit from you keeping money in low-interest accounts. They take your deposits, lend them out at much higher rates, and pocket the difference. Your loss is literally their profit, and society keeps reinforcing the save money message because it sounds responsible and conservative. But in 2025, the truly conservative approach, the one that actually preserves your wealth, looks very different. So, what should you do instead? Let's look at what wealthy people actually do with their money, because they figured this out a long time ago. The wealthy don't save money, they store value. There's a critical difference. Instead of letting cash sit and deteriorate, they put money into assets that either appreciate or generate income, ideally both. Real estate, stocks, businesses, commodities. Things that historically keep pace with or exceed inflation. Think about it. If you bought a house in 2020 for $300,000, it might be worth $400,000 now. That's a $100,000 gain. Meanwhile, $300,000 in a savings account is worth less in purchasing power than when you started. Or consider index funds. The S&P 500 has averaged about 10% annual returns over the long term. Some years are up, some are down, but over time, you're not just beating inflation, you're building real wealth. The wealthy also understand debt differently. They use low-interest debt strategically when it makes sense, rather than fearing all debt. If you can borrow at 3% and invest at 8%, that's a 5% spread in your favor. Here's another key insight. Wealthy people invest in themselves. Education, skills, businesses, things that increase their earning power. Your ability to earn is your most valuable asset, and it's one that inflation can't erode. They also diversify intelligently. Not just different stocks, but different asset classes. Some real estate, some stocks, maybe some commodities or cryptocurrency, some international exposure. They're not putting all their eggs in one basket, especially not a basket that's guaranteed to lose value. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's great for rich people, but what about me? I'm just trying to build an emergency fund and save for the future. Here's the truth. These principles work at every level. You just have to adjust the strategy to your situation. Step 1. Keep an emergency fund, but keep it small. 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account for true emergencies. That's it. This is your safety net, not your wealth-building strategy. Step 2. Pay off high-interest debt first. Credit cards at 20% interest are destroying your wealth faster than inflation ever could. Eliminate those immediately. Step 3. Take advantage of tax-advantaged accounts. Max out your 401k match at work. It's free money and it grows tax-deferred. Open a Roth IRA if you're eligible. These accounts are designed to help you beat inflation. Step 4. Invest the rest. Low-cost index funds are your friend. You don't need to be a stock picker or a real estate mogul. A simple portfolio of diversified index funds will outperform cash over time. Step 5. Increase your income. This is the most overlooked wealth-building strategy. Learn new skills, negotiate raises, start a side hustle. Earning more matters just as much as saving more. And critically, educate yourself. Read books, watch educational content, understand basic economics and investing. Financial literacy is the ultimate inflation hedge because it helps you make better decisions with every dollar. Remember, the goal isn't to take crazy risks or gamble your money away. It's to stop letting your money slowly die in an account and instead put it to work building real, lasting wealth. Look, I get it. Everything I've said today goes against what you've been taught. Save your money. Be conservative. Don't take risks. But the world has changed. The rules have changed. And if you keep playing by old rules, you'll keep getting left behind while wondering why you're working so hard and getting nowhere.